Hello, good evening, and welcome to episode 31 of Ask Andrew Anything on Email Marketing. Okay, let me get the live chat signal going. Okay, so as usual, I come on live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. GMT plus 8. And the purpose is to spend about 20 minutes, half an hour to answer your questions on email marketing. Okay. And just a quick introduction, of course, if you notice the name here, my name is Andrew, and I'm the email guy. Okay. I awarded myself that title. Okay. And the idea is, let me switch this scene. So what do I do is I help businesses, if you're new to me, I help businesses build deeper relationships with their clients and also their prospects um, through emails, all right, through the medium of emails. Some people run ads, some people, do lives and all those things. But generally for me, I help customers with emails so that selling becomes effortless. Okay. Generally, that's what I do. Okay. And in order for you to benefit fully from this session of 20 minutes or half an hour with me, if you have questions on email marketing, all right, today I'm going a bit slow. The good thing about going live every week is you get to test different things and find your so-called your balance or your position in this. So if you have questions related to email marketing and you want some answers, you want somebody to probably guide you for free, then go to this website ants.digital /ask Andrew anything, or you can use your phone and you scan that beautiful QR code and it will lead you to a Google form. And all you need to do is put in your email address and also then your questions. And I will get on live the following week and I'll answer your questions. Okay, cool. All right. So if you want to connect with me on socials, I am more active on LinkedIn. And because, one of the things you will learn is you need to, especially in your sales or in the marketing, is you need to be where your customers or your prospects hang out. So in my case, most of my customers or my ideal customers or prospects hang out in LinkedIn. Okay, so that's why I'm there. And if you want to follow me on socials, this is my URL, ants.digital /LinkedIn. It is a shortcut link that will link you to my LinkedIn profile. Similarly, you can also scan and then same thing, you can connect with me. Or if you want to observe, then you just click on the bell button to be notified whenever I post on the socials and follow me. All right, that's about it. Simple as that. Okay, so with that, let me see. Get something off my eyes. With that, let's look at the first question, and this is from Nisha. Uh, Her question is pretty simple, but the answers is going to be pretty long. Okay, why do I need a lead magnet, and how do I go ahead? How do I create one? Okay, so let's go through. Where's my pen? Let's go through some basics 101. Okay, a lead magnet. Let me change this to something smaller. Okay. So the cool thing is you can actually draw on screen. That's a lead magnet is nothing but something of value that you exchange with your prospect's email address. Okay. So it's something of value that you offer in exchange for your prospect's email address. It's as simple as that. Okay. But otherwise, why would they want to give you the email address? Okay, so you want to create something of value so that they will willingly give you their email address. Number one. Number two, then the next thing is, wait, somebody's knocking on my chair. Say hi to my daughter, Olivia. Hi. Okay, we are going live. Can you go inside the room first?
Because they just pushed me and then she
Okay.
grabbed my phone to throw her and
That's the
then
thing when you work from home. Okay, can you all go back first? Go inside. Let me finish my life. Okay, never mind.
I need
Go
a
inside.
rubber band to tie this.
Afterwards first. Okay.
Use this.
Okay, there you go.
You can borrow this.
No, later. Go inside first. Please, close the door, please. Thank you. Where was I? Okay. So there are different types of link magnets. Some that is easy for you to create. Some may take a bit more effort. For example, you can create a checklist, right? So if you're in your business and you have certain steps that you do, you can provide a checklist for them to basically use it and then to find the weakness, self-serve and find the weakness on their own, so that they are aware of this and they can reach out to you to help them, right? Number two is you can provide, like most larger companies, a report or a guide, a state of the internet, for example, state of the marketing, for example, if somebody is in the marketing space, for example. So you can actually provide this. And these are information that other marketing people would find useful, and they would then basically give their email address in order to download this, right? Number three, you can do a webinar, right? So let's say if you're a trainer or you're a teacher, for example, and you have, you want to offer a free training, and that's how. And in order for them to attend this free training, they have to register, all right, either through Zoom or whatever it is, and that's how you can collect their email address. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. So if you say, I don't want to, go through the hassle of creating a document, and I'm good at talking and I'm good at going live, then I can do a webinar. All right, so it could be a training session for free, and you advertise this, right, in your socials, or if you run ads, for example, to get people who are interested in learning something from you, or specifically something that you offer, then they will join, and that's how you get their email address. All right, and that's how you can start building the relationship with them. All right, number four, you can, for example, if I do emails, which I do, you can do an email training. That means somebody signs up, and every day I will send you an email with some guides or with some tips, for example. So a 5-day email training, or 5-day, let's say, list building exercise. And every day I'll send you day one, certain tips you can do and all those things. So this one can, generally your link magnets can be evergreen. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. And number five, okay, in this case, at this level, this will be a bit more tougher, because you want to communicate with people who have done business with you, right? So let's say they bought a course from you, or they bought something, a small item from you, for example. They have to give your email address in order for shipping and payment, and you basically now have the address. Now the good thing is this: while the barrier of entry is high, because it means somebody has to actually trust you to buy something from you, the quality of your email address that you collect, right, from sales, or either maybe even, let's say you do a challenge. Okay, so you do a 6-day challenge or 3-day challenge. It could be a free challenge, or it could be a paid challenge at $9.99, for example. And as long as if they pay money, the quality of your leads or the quality of your email address or your leads would definitely be higher, because they are already your customer, which means you have already gone through the barrier of know, like, and trust. Okay, so the next step is for you to deepen that relationship and to offer them, right, higher ticket items or higher ticket offers, for example, or make higher ticket offers to them. Okay, so these are a few that you do. To summarize, is if you have content that you want to be so-called gated content. Gated content means some premium content, and in order to gain access, they will have to share their email address. You can use that as your link magnet. Okay, so there are a few functions of link magnets. One is you can use your link magnets to create awareness. Okay, so what do I mean by awareness? For example, let's say you're in a business of accounting, or your business of financial management, for example, and you can offer a checklist for a business owner, 10 items that you can check to make sure there's no leakages in terms of your revenue, for example. Okay, so for another one is, if you are digital, you're in the business of advising people to set up digital marketing teams, right? And you say, do an audit of all your software subscription. Okay, for example, like my case, I have a subscription for Wave.video. I've got a subscription for, at one point, I was subscription for Ecamm Live, and I also have a subscription for StreamYard. Now, all of them generally perform the same function. So if and I know, okay, the reason why I'm doing that is because I am, I'm using this to experiment and all those things. But assuming if I'm managing a marketing team and my team is subscribing to this, and obviously I wouldn't be, going into details about this, so I wouldn't know. But if I see this guy and I get somebody to perform audits, then I'll realize that, hey, why am I getting, is the team getting 3 different subscriptions for something that, for a service that generally the same across the board, okay, with some minor differences, but generally the same, right? So now your link magnet have created an awareness in me that I need to look into this, all right? Then what's the next step? Okay, do I need somebody to come in to guide, or to somebody to guide, to advise me on what's the best way to set up? Because obviously now I discovered that I'm losing money or I'm spending too much on something that is duplicated. Okay, so those are one of the benefit of link magnets. You want to create that awareness, and from then on, now they know, or they know there's a pain. They want to look at solutions to fix it. And because you provide that, and now you're in a position of sending emails to actually build and nurture that relationship, you can put yourself in the front end, whenever they need a solution, to actually contact you, or basically get in touch with you. All right. So that's one. Number 2 is you want to use link magnet to segment your audience. Okay. So for example, if you have, let's say if you're in marketing, which is a big group, so you have, let's say, a video team, and let's say one is an email team, right? You want to create, for example, 10 steps to create or 10 steps to edit video. So the folks that's doing email obviously will not be interested, but your team that's handling videos, for example, they would. So by virtue of that, you already segregated the team, right? So for example, if I'm in email, I would definitely want to look, as long as the link magnet is useful to me, then I want to download the email section of it. I may not want to do a video because that's not my department. Okay, but the video teams will want to do video and they won't do email. So now you are using your link magnets by creating multiple link magnets to actually offer, to segment your audience. Okay, all right. So with that, what else do I have? Okay, Kevin, hi. Just a minute. There you go. Cool, isn't it? I'm trying to maintain concentration because my daughter is right behind me and she's distracting me. Okay, so so Ben, today is a weird day. Olivia, can you please? Never mind. Okay, after I fix it. Yes. All right. After I look into you, okay? You okay, right? Go inside first. Thank you. What can I say? Okay. Next one is a question from Tommy, and today's questions are very loaded. Very simple, but it's very loaded. How can email help in B2B sales? Okay. In B2B sales, actually, email is very useful in B2B sales, primarily because one of the ways for, do I have this? Okay. So content marketing is one of the most used method to build and nurture leads in B2B, okay? Compared to, let's say, B2C consumers and all those things, generally, it's selling products and all this stuff. So it's e-commerce, right? So you don't need to build that much content. But in B2B, you need to, because there are different levels of buying. Now, if you notice now, here is the 6 steps of, generally, 6 steps of a B2B buying process, okay? Okay, so what are they? The first one is they have to obviously create or have an awareness of a problem, right? So for B2B buyer, for example, they need to be aware that there's a problem they need to fix. If they don't think there's a problem, then whatever you can put in front of them, it won't interest them. Okay, so it could be business, it could be generating leads, it could be cost management, for example. It could be procurement practices, whatever it is. So that's where your link magnet is useful, right? When you use your link magnet, like in Nisha's case, you use that to create an awareness of a problem. So once they have developed an awareness of the problem, right, then the next thing is they need to then decide whether they should fix it. Okay, is this problem severe enough? Is this something that require a priority attention, or this one can wait for the next round of budget or whatever it is? Okay, and once they do that, then once they've done the severity, for example, let's say if there's a data leak in your organization, it is severe, and you want it to be fixed like not today but yesterday. Okay, but if you want to invest in a CRM system, right? It's not something that you're going to make a decision overnight. Okay, so you take some time. So it could be 3 months, 6 months, depending on your business. All right. So that's the difference. So once you have prioritized the resolution, okay, you've made an assessment and you found that this is necessary for the business, this is important. You then decide, obviously, okay, you want to fix it yesterday or 3, 6 months or 1 month down the road. Okay. So they would have to then decide. So internally, once they have done that, they then need to justify the solution. Remember, in B2B buying, it is a decision mostly made by committees. It's not one person. The person can be the project champion, or the person can be the so-called the proponent of this particular exercise. But he or she still has to either go through the boss, and the boss may have to go through another boss, and procurement team or whatever it is, to make that decision. Unless if it's as simple as buying a pen, then probably you won't. All right, you just make a request to procurement. But if you do anything above, let's say 1,000, 2,000, or maybe and above, you then need authorization in order to spend the kind of money. All right, so you need to then justify the solution as to basically the awareness, the priority of it, and the severity of your problem. Right, so you can put up a paper for it. Okay, so this is where you involve different stakeholders. Okay, and finally, so once this is all done and you've gotten approval, you obviously then put up either an RFP, or you invite vendors if you've done your research, for example. Okay, and to propose or to submit their proposal to you, and then that's where you do a final selection of the solution. So now, if you're in B2B marketing, right, your email marketing is useful from at least up to this point. Okay, so first they come in through either a lead magnet. Remember, now they are aware of a problem, or they may be thinking of a problem. They may have seen your link magnet, or they are looking for something and they come across your link magnet, for example, and then they're going to download this because they want to find solutions. Okay, so this is the first touch point. And then when you then do your follow-up with your emails, you can then use this to justify and explain how your version or your style or your method of solving the problem that they think they have. Okay, and this is how you actually build that relationship through emails. Okay, and you notice now why B2B emails would be great, because it allows you, it gives you that slow burn effect. Okay, you can send emails once a week, or maybe twice a week, for example. And because it's segmented, right? Because from your link magnet it's segmented, these are the problems they are facing. Okay, so if you are a company that offers multiple solutions, you have multiple link magnets, you are then addressing an email sequence for each of these link magnets, right? And that's how you build. So that at this point in time, when it comes to justifying, for example, they may take some of your content to help them justify. Okay, because you're providing information, a report, a guide, that they say that, okay, this is the information I need in order for me to prepare my paper. So now they have built that little goodwill, right, with you, because they've gotten value from your content. Okay, and when it comes to the final selection, when you use email and you address different stakeholders, for example, and these stakeholders are aware of your brand, sometimes it's not just pricing they're going to decide. Okay, it is also based on their awareness of your presence, the awareness of your company, right? I call it, there was this professor from, can't remember the university, he calls it the mental availability. Okay, so what it means is when somebody thinks of a problem or thinks of a solution, they think of your company. Okay, so they have mental availability, and then there's a physical availability. So McDonald's provides physical availability, or Starbucks provides physical availability and also mental availability, obviously, right? So if you think of a lunch or quick lunch, you probably think of McDonald's, right? But are they around your areas? Are they easily, conveniently, for you to go there and have your lunch or dinner, wherever it is, right? So if it's available, then they have achieved that physical ability. That's why they have a lot of branches, you know. Okay, so generally speaking, when you say whether email helps in B2B, it definitely helps, because there's no way for you to cold call a person every day. All right. Email is a very low risk and low interference as long as your content is useful, and it's not salesy, for example, and it's relevant to your audience, it's highly targeted, then email would be an awesome tool for you to do your marketing. Okay. So, Tommy, I hope I've answered your question. What else? Okay, I think that's about it. So, quick one. Now, in today's email I sent to my list, I talked about creating a runway, right? So whenever you create a campaign, right, you have a campaign launch, and then most likely, this is where you close your campaign, and in between, this is where you probably send a lot of emails to get them to purchase your product or purchase your offer, whatever it is. Okay, what I'm saying is, what is missing is a lot of people miss this little thing called the runway. Okay, and this is something that I've learned and I've heard of from one of my Chinese metaphysics teacher. Okay, so prior to launch, you want to start building the hype. You can call it a hype. You want to build the awareness, and by using, maybe a 1 week or 14 days pre-campaign or pre-launch sequences. It could be emails, it could be training, it could be social media posts, hinting about the impending launch of whatever that you're launching. Okay, so once you have done this, so that when you launch, you are talking to an audience that you already built up, okay, over the last 14 days or 7 days. Okay, it is important because the whole sequence itself allows you then to grow your audience and to be able to make the offer to the largest audience possible and also the most relevant audience possible. Okay, and with that, if you are thinking of creating a campaign, and this is something that I also include in the entirety of it, is I will work with you to create your ads copy. Oh, I got to change this. Okay. Work with you on a landing page, also your pre-launch pages, for example. Obviously, you need your email sequence, and then you need the social media post. So it's basically a 360 degrees kind of marketing. And I call it the one campaign challenge primarily because we'll be working on one campaign at a time. Okay. You don't want to run too many. You want to use one. And once it's working, once it's dialed in, then the subsequent campaigns that you do, you can then replicate from there. All right. So, and if you want to, because I'm doing this for you directly, personally, it is it is faster that way. It's easier, and the idea is for you can use it as a form of testing your campaign prior to launch, for example, or prior to a nationwide rollout, whatever it is. Okay. So that's the purpose of me offering a done for you service called the One Campaign Challenge. All right. So if you're interested, you have to get on a call with me. I need to assess whether I can actually help you with it or not. All right. So I'm not going to sell you anything. I just going to understand your situation, and if I can help you, I will give you the solutions. If not, then I will direct you to somebody who may be able to offer some assistance. Okay. So with that, that's the One Campaign Challenge. And just to recap, if you have any questions, like Nisha or Tommy, click on basically this URL, ends.digital, ask Andrew anything, fill in the Google form, and with your questions, and I'll answer them again next week, same time, 9 p.m. Malaysia time. All right. So with that, thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin, for joining in. And I hope to see you again next week, same time. This is, wait, let me play with this first. Today's screen color is a bit pinkish. I don't know why. There was an update on the software of the webcam and kind of messed things up. Nevertheless, thank you so much for spending half an hour with me, 26 minutes to be precise. I hope I've served you. And if you have questions, like I say, you know, um, fill in the Google form and I'll answer them next week. So good night. Thank you so much, Kevin, and the rest of you watching this, or if you're watching the repeat. I'll see you again next week, next Wednesday at 9 p.m. All right. Cheers.